Hello, hello. Happy Saturday. It's been a minute. My hair's green. Um, we're tinkering with some dimmer lights today because it's still a little bit bright outside, and I kind of want to maintain that vibe and not blow out my irises. We're drinking some cachaça over ice with lime and sugar. And I got my first henna tattoo. See if I can get that to focus. There we go. That's pretty cute. And yeah, so this is one that I've been trying to film all week, but just haven't gotten to it. And here we are. We're going to try to get to it now. I'm going to try to say the right things. So, in my entrepreneurship endeavors, and I would say in many people's entrepreneurship endeavors, making products is a great idea because you can more sort of passively sell those things, and maybe not have to work so actively to sell products. Obviously there's tons of like obvious benefits to to selling products, but at the same time, like the main products that people seem to sort of hawk a lot, like courses and educational workbooks and things like that. It's never really been interesting to me, nor have they been something that I felt like I was like equipped enough to like sell, which I know is sort of a limiting belief kind of thing. But at the same time, it's just not something I'm very passionate about. And I do know that like there is some level of like, what is the symbiosis that needs to occur with like the products you make and like your excitement about making them, and I think that's the thing that I've struggled with the most over my time in thinking about entrepreneurship and stuff. So like recently I've started taking up more going after my freelance work and like getting new clients and restructuring that in a different way, like I've talked about in the past few videos, like selling unlimited services at like a one monthly rate kind of thing, which has been pretty good so far. But beyond that, because obviously there's only so much time of my own that I can sell. So I'm also very curious in products. But then again, it's hard to come up with like a product that I think is interesting, that I would enjoy making, and then also that I think has some level of viability in the market, So something that I've been like, thinking about a lot. Just sweating a ton. I just walked in like 10 minutes ago, and it's like 84 degrees in here, and I'm already drinking booze, so that's gonna help, of course. But something I've been thinking about a lot, sorry, I got some ice in my mouth, is like the term ghost brands. I don't know, it's stupid to call it a ghost brand, but because it's just then a brand, like but it's like I have this like desire to like make a product for like make a brand, then make like a product, and then try to like sell that product, and like make the social media accounts, the website, make the social media content, and try to find ways to market it, and like that be its own like sort of contained entity, a ghost brand. Because it's just like me spinning off like however many brands I'd want to make products and like tinker with things and try things, and so I mean really would then just be making brands. I wouldn't be making ghost brands, but I like the term ghost brands. So it just keeps getting stuck in my head, which it's like a ghost kitchen. It's like, oh, it's a kitchen for a restaurant, but it's actually a kitchen for 26 restaurants. So it feels applicable. It feels applicable that it's that's what I'm going with. I don't know. So anywho, where was I going with that? Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out product ideas for these things that I can, tinker with and try and have some fun with and things like that. And so I finally came up with one. Finally. It's been, I don't know, years probably of like trying to come up with a concept that like actually feels like it has legs in some degree. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure I've had plenty of ideas that like could theoretically be products, but like, are they good products. Do I think that they would actually like be viable in any way? Probably not. But this one actually has something, I think, personally. And that is habit booklets or habit journals of a way, but for a very specific thing, like a very specific habit. So like a dedicated booklet for taking care of your plants, or a dedicated booklet for cleaning, doing the dishes, a dedicated booklet for exercising, a dedicated booklet for eating better, things like that. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's tons of things that exist like that, but the specific goal being to develop habits. So helping you develop habits to achieve things that you want to achieve. Because really, so like, I've been listening to a lot of fucking business bullshit lately. I say business bullshit, but a lot of it's pretty good. A lot of business podcasts and business people talking about business stuff and YouTube and all that. So I like to like absorb in a very like kind of passive way tons of people's thoughts on things, and then just kind of like see what happens to my noggin, which I would say is pretty lends itself pretty well to the short attention span economy thing, the whole like how much are you actually taking away from this whole thing. So I think that's in line with that for sure, but at the same time sometimes just certain things stick in my noggin, and one of them is like, when you're thinking about like products to sell or business to start, like just, figure out what you enjoy doing and like what you think would be fun, and like focus on trying that, focus on finding something within that space instead of like, like grinding in a space that feels disgenuine to yourself, or like it takes so much energy to actually get yourself to do, or something like that. Like obviously there's a certain level of energy required to make anything, I would say, and sometimes we don't have that, and that's just how it be. Sometimes we have downs, and we are down, we can't make anything. But at the same time, there are, I would say, certain things that are completely just misaligned with our personal identity and what we feel excited about, so finding things like that, it's tricky, especially for me, because I'm very picky but also not picky because I'm all over the place. I don't know, does that make sense to you? So anyway, the booklets, the little habit books, I think it aligns with me for a handful of reasons. One, I work at a printing company, so I can make on-demand printing pretty easily and readily available to myself. Two, I love designing things, and booklets especially are very fun to design. Three, because I personally think that I could use this product. Like I want something that's like specifically geared towards taking better care of my plants and like helping me stay on track with that. That's a big one for me. And then, I just like, it sounds fun to design something like that. Like, it just sounds cool. And then, like, if one does well, then I can make tons more, I mean, not tons, but, a handful more. I do think that it would probably take some level of research, probably, to make sure that I'm doing it properly. Like, taking care of plants, for example, I would want to consult with some people probably to make sure that the things that I'm like saying in the habit journal, like, do this and then do this, then do this, like lines up with what is technically accurate. And of course that's going to vary a lot on the plant, but having some sort of guardrail system sort of ideated into the structure of the habit journal sounds like a good idea. Something like that. So I don't know. It's something that I've been thinking about for a few days. I think it was this week as I was going to bed, it like hit me. I had to get back up and write it down because I was like, oh my God, that's actually an idea. And yeah, it's been stuck in my noggin since. So once I get a handling on everything else that's going on right now, I really might start trying to go after that and seeing how that goes, because it sounds kind of fun. I have some really cute ideas about it, like, making like little stickers that are like included in the booklet that you can like, it's like little reward stickers for like, you got this far and blah blah blah, like all those kind of things. Yeah, and I feel like you could apply that sort of framework and concept to a lot of different habits. Mostly what I see on the market, as far as for the very brief research that I've done, just simply has like habit trackers and habit calendars that are like open, just open to any habit you want to develop or whatever, any goals you have, and that's all fine and dandy. That stuff's really useful if it has the right framework for you, the right physical structure to it. But at the same time, I think making something specifically geared towards one specific topic can be actually even potentially way more helpful and way more engaging. Because, I don't know if you've ever used project management software or had like a little daily journal thing. I don't know, daily like calendar notebook thing. The emptiness of it can feel very daunting. The lack of pre-existing structure can feel very daunting sometimes to sort of dive in and tackle. And I think that like plants, for example, like having sort of a framework and a structured like way through it could be very useful, could be very advantageous, and a lot less friction for actually taking the steps needed to start. Because really that's all it's about with habits is, reducing the friction to actively partake in those habits that you want to develop on a frequent basis. So on a recurring basis over a certain period of time, and then then it'll just get easier. Theoretically, right? I mean, I think that's how habits work in the noggin. And I think it also could call upon some research on habits in general. Maybe done a little bit of research on habits. Never read Atomic Habits though. Probably should read that. Have I just sounded manic this entire video? I don't know. I'm excited and nervous about sharing this idea, so you'll have to forgive me. Bottom of this cup is very cold. It's very cold. Well, I feel better getting that out. So anyway, that's the idea. I'll update you as I go. I mean, a lot of what this picking up this One Take Soul series again back last year or whatever was supposed to be about was about, sharing my journey of developing things and building things and everything like that. So I think it's been more so just waiting for me to like get over my, the AC just kicked off. Getting over my my burnout phase. It's been a lot of burnout over the past couple of years. Just really kind of overdid it when I moved in here, and then kind of had a hard time recovering from that, and then I overdid it at work, and so I'm just finally now getting to a place where I feel like I actually have a good enough grasp of my own energy to try to attempt things again. I started cooking this week. Literally, I haven't like cooked something like of my own accord. Like I haven't like gone grocery shopping for something and cooked something in probably like 8 months. I've helped Paul cook things. We've had a couple like Hello Freshes and things like that. But honestly, I've just been so burnt out over the past 8 months or so that I probably haven't cooked much at all. So it was nice actually cooking again this week and like having a reason to stay on top of dishes, because over the past 8 months, I would just let dishes pile up for like, 2 weeks before I would even do them. So I don't know, it's been nice. It's definitely like, it's weird because when you start doing things again, you can feel the amount of friction that it takes to start something like lessen the more you do it. I know I've talked about this before, and I'm sure plenty of people have experienced this and talked about it before as well, but it's so surprising sometimes, going from like doing virtually nothing to doing something that actually feels like rewarding. And yeah, so it's been nice. And I suppose these habit journals and things like that, it does feel kind of related to that, and making something cute that feels rewarding and feels nice to complete or work in. Like, I mean, as the recipient of the journal, like, I mean, also making it sounds rewarding too, but like having this sort of physical, like thing to go to every day or every week, and just like seeing the progress you've made and things like that, it just sounds fun, So we'll see if I actually have the cojones, the gusto, the sputz, the chutzpah, some Jewish word. I don't know. To do it, the chutzpah. I don't know. Whatever it is. I know there's a design company called Chutzpah, that's like based on that word, but it's not, like, their name isn't the word, so I can't remember what the word is. Anyway, I think that's all. I'm going to Colorado for my birthday on Wednesday to Saturday next week, so the rest of my weekend will be spent dedicated to prepping for that. Yeah, I've got some work I gotta do for freelance stuff, because that's also something I'm doing now. Crazy. It was funny, like, my main client that I've had for the past like year and a half, that's kept me busy for the past like year and a half, I've had like one client basically keeping me busy, fell off in like January. And while that was unfortunate, I also was very burnt out and very tired, and also wasn't really enjoying the work that I was doing anymore with them. So it was kind of nice getting a break from January to now, but now I'm like, okay, maybe I should be slightly more proactive about getting freelance work. So now that we are, I'm like, okay, now I gotta work. So that's what I'll probably be doing for the rest of the evening. Playing some Fortnite with my sister maybe. And then yeah, heavy prepping and planning and organizing for the 4-day vacation for my birthday in Colorado at this beautiful fucking Airbnb that I've been to, I think, 2 times before, maybe 3 times. I think it's actually 3 times. This will be my 4th time going. Pretty sure. Let me double check that, actually. Now I'm curious. I'm pretty positive it is number 4. But yeah, I'm going with my mom and my sister. And maybe this is only number 3. Gosh, I think you're right. I think I'm right. I think I'm wrong. I don't know. Whatever the term would be with that. Let's see. Is there more payments? Transaction history. Oh dear. This is not very user-friendly. Okay. Yeah, based on this sort of overview thing, looks like this will be my 3rd time. I suppose that sounds right. Spent too much time trying to figure this out. Anyway, past 2 times I brought Paul with me, and we loved it. I mean, it is fantastic. It's such a beautiful area, Durango, Colorado, and I mean, we were just like, we should move here. Oh my God, like it's just beautiful. And so I always told my mom, I was like, I'll take you there one day. And I just never did. I mean, I haven't been back since 2021. And so then this year I was like, you know what? Let's just fucking do it. It just happened to be available for my birthday. So anyway, I'm excited for that. I might bring my stuff with me, my camera stuff with me, to film one of these there. I might. maybe make a cute little vlog video or something. I don't know. All I know is that it should be documented because it's so beautiful. For fuck's sake. So we'll see. I don't know, because then that requires me editing it. But I have been looking for reasons to edit videos. So, could be advantageous. Anyway, I hope you're having a good weekend. I will talk to you soon. And until then, have a delightful rest of your night and rest of your weekend. And yeah, keep staying curious and trying different things that you're scared of, because sometimes it might pay off. And if you think that you can't do something, well, maybe you should try anyway. That's my parting advice. Okay, goodbye.